Hello and welcome to our training today. So listen, I talk a lot about getting business credit financing, but that doesn't do anything if you don't understand the fundamentals of growing a successful business. And look, most people are growing a business way slower than they could be. So how do you throw fire on that? How do you rapidly accelerate growth? How do you double or even triple your profits, your revenue within 2 or 3 months? Well, in order to show you a proven formula, I wanted to bring on a very good friend today to talk about the C4 program that's being used by a lot of people that I know right now to do just that, double, triple revenue and profits in a very short period of time. So I want to give you a little bit more insight. Let me play a real quick video to give you some details, because again, if I can help you get the capital you need to grow a business, that's one part of it. But if you don't know how to rapidly accelerate the growth in the business, well, then that's not going to do you much good. So let me help you get the capital, and we're going to actually tune in right now and see how I can help you also through Nick's help be able to get you access to the C4 program, where you can come in and even double, even triple your growth in a very short period of time. So let me go ahead and play this video, and let's tune in. Check it out.
And somewhere along the lines, I lost that a bit, and I suffered so deeply for it. I mean, lost almost everything, all my money. Hurt my family, hurt the ones that love me the most, and I've been slowly but surely fighting back and but not at the level that I fought at today. And that just showed me that I have so much more capacity that I'm giving to my business, to my wife, to my body. Is it everybody, or is it Nick Long? Man, Nick Long. Nick Long. Nick Long. Nick Long.
Welcome, Nick Long.
Hiring Nick Long as my coach about 1.5 years ago was one of the most important decisions I've ever made.
His proven process has helped me to navigate some of my most challenging business decisions.
Since working with Nick Long, I have found freedom, financial freedom, personal freedom, spiritual freedom, and I have become a better person, 10x in all areas of my life.
Love it, Nick. Thanks for joining us today, man. I'm really looking forward to having you on. As I've told you before, audience, I teach a lot about getting money for business, but I don't talk anything about growth strategies. So I'm really excited you can come on and join us today, because I know what your program has done has already helped a lot of people in my circle that are very high level people build 7, 8, and even 9-figure businesses. So I really appreciate you joining us today and sharing your methodology of how that's actually happening.
Well, I truly, genuinely appreciate it. And there's nothing more I love, Ty, as you know, than helping entrepreneurs and helping them not fight alone, because being an entrepreneur is a very lonely proposition, right? So we start out and we have these ideas and these dreams of freedom, only to find ourselves imprisoned by the very dream that we cast in the future. So my life's mission is to take that dream that turned into a nightmare and eventually hand it back to them as a dream, and not just hand back their business as a dream, but their life in general, and give them back time freedom, emotional freedom. And so what I'm about to show your audience today is this simple yet not easy formula that we have perfected, and has radically changed the landscape of the businesses we work with, the businesses we invest with, and just the community of entrepreneurs that we work with. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for everybody that's here. And, what I'm going to talk about today might seem a bit underwhelming. You might take some of the stuff I'm saying, well, come on, Nick, it can't be that easy. And here's the simple fact is it's not. It's simple. It's simple, but it's not easy. Why? Because it requires you, and it requires a daily discipline and a mindset to attack your life. And so this idea of C4, and we're going to break it down for you guys. And at the end of this, I've got a gift for everybody, because Ty's been so good to us, and I know how much he cares about his community, that we want to give back. We truly believe in the law of reciprocity. And so we have a gift for everybody that watches us to the end. So I encourage you to stay here, because what I'm about to show you right now has changed my life. It has changed entrepreneurs' lives that we work with. Is doubled, tripled income inside of 90 days. We've taken businesses that have been stuck for 2 years, and within 30 days of applying these principles, they have radically grown 33%, 50%. One company in particular was stuck at $24 million a year for 2 years straight. We came in, and in 12 short months, we took their revenues to $66 million. So this is not a high school science project for me. I'm not trying to prove some hypothesis. I've been an entrepreneur myself now. I'm going to be 42 years old. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth, but I've been an entrepreneur since I was 21 years old. I've done $500 million inside of the companies that I've run, founded, and started. Most of that has been in the last 5 years, applying the principles that I'm about to teach you. The last 7 out of 8 businesses that I've created have gone to multiple 8 figures. We run a very successful private equity company. And the only way we will invest into anybody is if they are willing to invest the principles I'm about to teach you right now. So I want you to think about C4, right? And C4, in the military sense, it's a very small yet explosive device. It's used to break down barriers. Like when the team is going in and there's a door or a wall, they put this tiny little explosive device and it blows down that barrier and allows the team to go through and execute said mission. Well, the same is what I'm about to teach you right now. But here's the thing is we don't live in a war-torn country. Like we are not dodging literal bullets, but we do live in a war-torn mind, and we are dodging the proverbial bullets that get cast our way as entrepreneurs. And it really starts with us. And so, hopefully that's enough to grab your attention and have you grab a pen and piece of paper and start to write some of the things I'm about to say down here. So just going through this, so to build the man, to build the woman, we must first build their habits. And so C4 for us stands for core 4, and we're going to go deep into this. But I want you to think about something. How many times have you ever said, like, man, Ty, Nick, if my business were just this way, then my life would be this way. Like if my business was just doing 5 million, 10 million, you pick the number, or if my team was just operating this way, then I would, have more time for my spouse. I'd have more time for my children. I could then focus on my physical body. Like some of you guys are filling up your coffers, your proverbial coffers of money, but you're putting yourself in a coffin in the wake of doing that. Right. And so your business, I'll have you consider, is not something that is apart from you. Your business is you. Your business is a giant mirror of who you are, how you think, and the belief system in which you operate. All the problems in your business are a result of you. All the success in your business is a result of you. Because Ty touched on something really quick. He's like, I can give you all the money in the world, but if you yourself are not seeing yourself as the greatest investment, that money will just turn into vapor. Consider this. 80% of businesses fail, not because they're a bad idea. They fail for one of 2 reasons. They fail because they're undercapitalized and they're poorly run. And most of the time they're undercapitalized because they're poorly run. Well, what if we could fix both? Ty, my man here, he can help you get all the money in the world. What I'm here today is to help you understand that you're the greatest asset of your business. And so, again, I want you to think about what I'm about to say as simplistic in nature, but it is not easy. It is not easy because it requires a ruthless commitment and a fierce accountability to yourself. Self-accountability is one of the hardest things in the entire world. And anybody that you see that has some sense of success, I can promise you, is ruthlessly committed to their daily disciplines, habits, and principles. I got this elephant in the room. So let's just discuss it. Let's just discuss the elephant in the room, is that everything in your life is a giant mirror of you. Your outer world is merely a holographic image of your inner world. the thoughts, the habits, the patterns, the behaviors, etc. So when we talk about this, it's going to seem simple, but I promise you it is not easy. But I promise you, if you're willing to do the hard things, your life will become easy. You might want to write that down. When I'm willing to do the hard things, my life becomes easy. When I take the easy path, my life becomes intrinsically hard. And so, man, as an entrepreneur, we get up every day, and today's going to be the day. I'm telling you, Ty, today's going to be the day. It all changes. I'm going to get up to bat, and I'm going to hit a home run. I'm going to round the bases. The crowd will be cheering. My family will be waiting for me. And then we get up there, and we a swing and a miss, and a swing and a miss. And it's because we're trying to hit a home run every single day. Now, you guys all know who this man is on the screen. Maybe some of you younger folk that are tuning in don't know who this is, but this is the Babe Ruth, right? What Babe Ruth was known for was, in his time, he's been surpassed now, but like the most home runs ever hit in professional baseball. But what people don't know is he also held the record for the most strikeouts. He held both records, home run, strikeout, right? And it was either hitting it out of the park or he was striking out. And I think to myself, I'm like, wow, like how draining must that have been for this man, right? That he was going to get up there with all this pressure, the great Bambino, and that when he hit it out of the park, he was the crowd favorite. He was the hero. But oftentimes he had to walk back to the dugout, head hung low, people booing. And I think that's kind of how we feel as entrepreneurs is we have this great win, but then we have so many strikeouts that we let just drag us down. But there's a movie out there called Moneyball. And it was this concept of like, hey, home runs don't win baseball games. Singles do. Getting on base does. And so what I'm going to show you is how to get on base every single day, how to hit a not so sexy single, right? Because as entrepreneurs, we want to hit the home run. But what if you could just hit a single every single day? Right? So you start off on Monday, you hit a single, got one runner on. You hit a second single, you got two runners on. You hit a third single, you got three. Eventually, Wednesday, Thursday, you're scoring a run every time. And that's what it's about. It's about moving the needle every single day. And these micro drops that lead to massive macro results. And it's about winning the day. And really, it's about winning the morning. And so some of you, I just want you to think about how you woke up today, right? How you woke up, what time you woke up, right? Were you lying in bed and lying to yourself? Lying in bed and lying to yourself about the things I'm going to do or the things I should be doing. I call it shoulding all over ourselves, right? We go and we say, I should do this, I should do that, I should do this, and we don't do anything. We're just covered with should all day long. And so we lie in bed and we lie to ourselves. And I'll have you consider it's breaking those commitments to yourself that allow you to break commitments inside of your business. And so what I'm going to show you is how you can win the day every single day. Because look, I'm a motivated guy, but I wake up so heavy all the time, even when things are good. I know you've experienced this. Even when things are good, you're looking around the corner going, where's the boogeyman? When's it coming? Right? And then we have this anxiety for no reason. And so as human beings, we tend to live in one of two places. We tend to live in a place of depression, which is looking at yesterday and saying I shoulda, woulda, coulda, or we live in anxiety, which is tomorrow, which is like, I don't know what it's going to bring and I'm fearful of it, right? I have an acronym for fear, future events already realized. So we're going into the future, finding events that haven't occurred, bringing them to our door and owning them as if they already happened. Well, it's called the present because it's a gift. It's today. That's what we have, people. We have today. And if you can stack up today and tomorrow and the next and the next and the next and the next, I promise you, your life will accelerate so fast. Look at that video of me in 2015. I was 40 pounds heavier. But that paled in comparison to the emotional weight that I was carrying. And guess what? That guy was successful. That guy was doing about $3.5 million a year. And I found this and I accelerated to 7.5 to 15 to 30 million. Like that was the $3.5 million version of me. This is the 9-figure version of me. And I'm even better than I'm down to 175 pounds. Like, and with that became a lot of baggage that came off of me, which brought in a lot of certainty and allowed me to accelerate my life. So I'm going to teach you guys something called the Core 4 Power Hour, right? And you don't even have to do an hour. You don't even have to do an hour, right? But this table that my computer sits on, that I have a giant monitor over here, like, it is stable. I could stand up, all 175 pounds of me. I could jump up on this table and it is going nowhere. Why? It has 4 legs firmly planted on the ground. So all the weight of me in the world is equally distributed between all those legs. And so as human beings, we see in 4 dimensions, but we live in 1 to 2 at best. So those of you that are listening right now are probably living in 1 to 2 dimensions at best, meaning like you're making money, but like you're overweight, you're out of shape. Or maybe you're in shape and you're making money, but you have 0 relationships that are fulfilling, whether it be a spouse, a partner, business relationships, like, or maybe you're an enlightened human being. You spend all your day, meditating, but like you can't even pull money out of the ATM because you can't make any money. Right. And so typically, like, human beings live in 1 of 2 of these dimensions, and maybe some of you are living in 3. Maybe like you're making money, you feel enlightened, you're in shape, but you got nobody to share it with. Like, do you realize being financially free and emotionally bankrupt is the greatest failure of mankind? There is nothing worse. And I don't talk about that from a place of theory. I talk about that from a place of experiencing it. I was a millionaire by the time I was 23, broke at 25, multiple millionaire at 28. I had all the trappings of the world. I live here in Newport Beach, California, driving my red Ferrari and my faux hawk, my bedazzled shirts, my blinged out watches. I had all the trappings of the world, and I couldn't have been more miserable. It's because my whole purpose in life was to make profits. Once I transposed those and I said, hey, I want my profits to fulfill my purpose. I want to put my purpose before the profits came. And so I'm going to show you guys how to live in 4 dimensions and do what I call a formula called IV, right? Imagine a daily dose of vitamin U. If our outer world is merely a reflection of our inner world, then we must tap into our inner world every single day and take this dose of vitamin U. And so going back to this table analogy, and I want you to think about your life. As soon as I apply pressure on the weekend of your life, the whole table comes toppling down, right? So think about that. This table, right? It's got 4 legs, so 4 dimensions. I take away 1 leg. It'll still stand, but the moment I come to the weekend, the whole thing will topple over. Then I take away another leg. It becomes more of a balancing act. It'll still stand, but now I've got 2 points of weakness inside of this game, inside of this table. And then hell, if I put 1, it literally is a cool breeze could tip it over. And that's how our life is. Our life, when we live in 1 dimension, any amount of pressure on that weekend, the whole thing topples down. So what we do is we find ourselves in this merry-go-round of insanity, cycling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we wonder why we're not getting ahead. And so if you want to fix your business, if you want your business to accelerate, fix yourself. Accelerate every component about your life, and your business will take care of itself. You will have more power, purpose, clarity, connection than you have ever imagined in your entire life. So we have this saying, core 4 before the door. Look, I don't care what time you wake up. I'm a 4:30, 5 a.m. guy. I got a 5-year-old and 6-year-old. Even if I wanted to sleep in, it's like humanly impossible in my house. I don't know how these little human beings wake up so early with so much energy, but that is not the case for us adults, right? But I don't care what time you wake up, but I do care that you get this work done prior to leaving the door, because you will be so weaponized, like that. When the bullets of life come at you, you will have a bulletproof vest on. You will have a shield of armor to protect you. And some may get through, but not as many as are doing it right now. So some of you, when you think about when you got up this morning, you woke up, you're like, all right, let me get up. Let me go grab my cup of coffee, because this is really going to help me get going. This is really going to help me, get some money. drink a cup of coffee. Maybe we take out our phone and we scroll through and we start looking at other people's lives. And then we start wondering why we don't have that result in our lives, or we jump into email or some people's agenda. And we're just like, and then we go into life, and then life just happens and we jump into the tornado of life. We get spit out at the end of the day, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And we're like, let's go to happy hour. Should be called crappy hour, because we're like, I just want to drown my sorrows in this alcohol just to turn off the voices in my head. And then we wake up and the next day, and all of a sudden a year or two is evaporated of our lives. And what I'm going to show you today is how you can get out of bed and get out of your head, get connected with your heart center, and like move with clarity, power, and purpose. So we call it core 4 before the door. We want to blow open the door of your day with this little explosive device called C4, aka core 4. And I'm telling you guys, it doesn't take a lot, but it does take daily discipline. So your physical body, this vessel that I have, known as the physical body, is the greatest vehicle that we have. It's a freaking Formula 1 car. But a lot of us just let it sit in the garage and collect dust. We put bad fuel into it, and then we expect it to perform like a race car. That just doesn't happen. Even before a race, they take that car out and they run laps and laps and laps and warm it up. A fighter, before he goes into the ring, is sweaty and is prepared. So every day we get up and we do a quick workout. It doesn't have to be long, people. You don't have to go to the gym and spend 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours there. Literally, I want you to write this down. There's a workout called Tabata, T-A-B-A-T-A. Just tomorrow, take my word for it, or don't, and go to YouTube and type in 12-minute Tabata, and you do that workout and you tell me how you feel. It's 12 minutes of your life, requires zero gym equipment, just requires your actual business, your actual body, and you getting down to business, and you will be on the floor. But what you're going to do in the wake of that is you're going to wake up your body. You're going to start to activate dopamine, and you're going to start to feel better automatically. The hardest part of working out is the decision to work out. It's like a locomotive sitting in the station. It just needs that initial inertia. But once it gets going, it's going to accelerate super fast. So we get up every single day. We sweat. Like, I don't really go to the gym that much. I do these Tabatas. I do air squats, burpees. I just wake up, and I wake up my brain that has been in a slumber, has gone to sleep, and I want to awaken all the opportunities and abundance in front of my face. So across the core 4, the reason why it's called the core 4, there's 4 possible points in a day, right? And you can track this, track it mathematically, that how many points you earn in a day. Did I sweat? Did I work out? Yes, that's 1 point, right? And then we'll go through the second, the third, and the fourth. And if you get 4 points every single day, 7 days a week, that's 28 points in a week. Watch what happens to your life. So fitness, and then the second part of fitness is fuel. Like, what did you put in your body? What did you put in your body? True story. We just had a big event with 40 entrepreneurs in St. George, Utah. We had 4 rental vans. I was driving one of the vans. I'd been filling it up with gas the whole time. I switched vans. We pull into a gas station, and I put unleaded fuel into a diesel tank. Yes, I did that. 25 gallons of unleaded fuel into a diesel tank. How did I know it was diesel? I was driving an unleaded one the whole time. But here's the point. That's still fuel, right? Like, diesel and unleaded is fuel. But the unleaded cannot go into a diesel engine. And guess what? That car had to sit and not move anymore, and not be a vehicle anymore. And the same is true for your body. If you're not fueling your body with good things, you are literally putting unleaded into a diesel fuel, or vice versa. And you're just breaking down and slowing down the true capacity that you have. So, like, what I say is start off the day strong, like green drink, smoothie, etc. But body, if you simply just worked out and did a protein shake afterwards, you will feel intrinsically better. You will have more energy. You will have more clarity. You will be able to see things differently, and you will feel a hell of a lot better. So now we've spent all of 12 minutes, people, all of 12 minutes, the first 12 minutes of your day, warming up your body and putting some fuel in it, right? Let's go to the next slide here. Here we go. All right. So the second part of the core four. So we've got our body, right? Now we must go into our being. We are called human beings, but we spend so much time being human doings, right? We human do all the time. Do. And that do leads to shouldas, and then we have should all over ourselves. So meditation is one of the greatest and underutilized practices by entrepreneurs. Think about when you first started your business. You had all these visions, right? You're like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to change that, and I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have that. All that came from this creativity that is inside of you. But your brain is like this cup, right? Like this cup is barely full at all. But I can pour as much up to this rim as this cup will allow. Your brain is the same way. Your brain can only take so much before no more can come in. And this is where we get overwhelmed. And this is where we have writer's block, or I just can't come up with any new ideas. Well, you haven't taken time just to slow down, to breathe. You can feel how my energy just shifted, right? Just by taking a deep breath. It takes the energy down and brings a calmness and stillness. And when we meditate, we pour out a little bit of the stuff that's bothering us, and we allow new capacity and ideas to come into this. This is the idea. If you took 15 minutes a day to meditate, it would probably save you hours and hours. Not probably, it will save you hours and hours on the back end. So this is what I do. Get up in the morning, hit a quick Tabata, workout, run, whatever. And then as I'm cooling down, I'm opening up my mind. I'm going to a place of gratitude for the things that I do have, rather than focusing on the things I don't, which only brings more anxiety to me. I visualize this webinar or this live stream. I visualize the conversation that I'm going to have with some of you that inevitably will take advantage of our gift here at the end. And I see myself in this moment right now. And I have peace. I have power. I have perspective. So we've worked out for 12 minutes. Now we meditate for 10 to 15 minutes. You can use Calm. You can use YouTube. If you go onto YouTube, you could type in anything that you're feeling. 15-minute anxiety meditation. I'm feeling anxious. 15-minute gratitude meditation. 15-minute money meditation. If you want to get some more ideology on money, just type that in and just spend time. 15 minutes. Trust me, the world is not going to implode. And if it does, you probably didn't have a good business to begin with. And you take this time, and then right after meditation, you go into memoirs. Oops, sorry, I'm going to go back. You go into memoirs, AKA a journal. I journal like a 13-year-old girl. I have this journal here. It's filled with pages and drawings and insights of things that happen on the wake of my meditation. I don't let things hold on to me. I own what's in my life, but I do not let it own me. If I have a problem with an employee, if I have a problem with a partner, I got a problem with Ty, rather than just get on the phone with Ty and go willy-nilly and just let my emotions overrun me and maybe say something I didn't intend to say and jeopardize that relationship, I write down, you know what, I'm not happy with Ty, blah, 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 blah. And what you'll find as you start to pour all of that out, you start to find the perspective that you really desired in the first place. And so then I can go into a conversation with Ty, very clear, very intentional, and I can actually shorten the length of that conversation, and I already have the perspective in the outcome that I desire. Or go into negotiations. I mean, you could replace that with anything. Man, I do this a lot, with my wife. I've been married for 8 years. And for all my spouses out there, you know what it's like to leave your home in chaos. You know what it's like to leave your house fighting with the spouse or the partner and then try to go produce at the office. Are you kidding me? It's like a giant monkey on your back. The people in front of you sound like Charlie Brown's teacher because all you can hear is want, because you're thinking about the things that were said or the things that weren't said. And we try to go out and fight this daily war, and we haven't put the armor on. And so through the practice of journaling and meditation, like, it opens up a crazy capacity. And guess what? You're fired up because you just did a workout. So guys, we're talking now, we're 25, 30 minutes into your day, and you've already weaponized your body. You've already cleared your mind, connected it with your heart, poured down on pen the things that you're grateful for, and got some perspective on maybe some of your problems. And now we move on to the next thing. And this is what I really want you guys to understand, is that this is not a religious talk, and this is not a knock to any religious. I believe in God. I'm a Christian man, but the greatest revelations I've ever had or ever read have been written from the tip of my own pen. This is why they say the pen is mightier than the sword. There is something magical. I'm not talking about putting the notes in a phone. I'm talking about the art of putting this old thing to use, the lost art of writing. It gets transcribed in your brain. And the revelations that I've had from that have set up multiple $1 million of revenue streams through this practice, through this principle. And what I've come to know is that I am the number one problem in my life. Your business doesn't have problems. Your business has people and their problems, but more importantly, it has you and your problems. It has this giant backpack of problems that you fill up every single day and you bring into your office. This is the fight with the wife, or the bills that are being paid, or I said I was going to work out and I didn't, and the blah, 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 blah. And we set this backpack down on our desk and we're like, all right, I'm going to be productive today. Hold on. Wait. What? Like, what I'm showing you is a way to leave this at the door. Leave this at the door and be clear and be here. Because here's the thing. This is good news, people. You are the number one problem in your business. Because guess what? That means you're the only solution. And this is why this is simplistic in nature, but not easy. Because it takes a radical self-accountability and inventory on who we are. And the more you realize that you are the solution, the less you'll be a victim. It's not the government's fault. It's not COVID's fault. It's not your marketing campaign's fault. It's yours. And how freeing is that? To know that it's nothing out there. It's in the palm of our hands. Like, to me, that is power. That is perspective at the highest level of like, wow, I can fix this. Because guess what? I created it. You are the architect, the judge, jury, and warden of your own prison. And the craziest thing is that you have the key in your hand and you're just unwilling to see it. And so this might be polarizing in nature to some of you guys. Some of you guys might be triggered, but like, I'll have you consider that's just something that is happening inside of you that needs to be addressed. So the next part. So we've gotten 2 points, right? We worked out, we fueled our body, we meditated, we journaled. Now, like, this is one of my favorite things. And this is the balance part of the core 4, right? So we had body, we had being, now we're in balance. Balance does not mean like work-life balance. It doesn't exist, people. You know it. You signed up to be an entrepreneur. It's a 24/7 proposition, but it is about harmony. And let me give you some context on that. Imagine we go to an orchestra, and an orchestra is well balanced. It's got the same number of harps and flutes and cowbell, whatever. It's all balanced. But if it's out of harmony, oh my gosh, it'll make your ears bleed and the crowd run. But if you get that well balanced harmony going with that orchestra, what do they call that? The conductor, right? And he gets that thing going. Because sometimes you need a little bit more cowbell. Sometimes you need some drums and you need to bring it up and then you need to bring it down. A symphony with no words can bring you to tears. And that's what this is about, is finding harmony in your life and not having it like your life not run you, but you run your life. And so what we do every single day is we find at least 2 people in our life. Could be your spouse, could be your children, could be Ty. I guarantee you Ty's getting a text message from me tomorrow, how grateful I am for this opportunity. right? And we just spend 30 seconds to a minute. Watch what this does. I want you, when you're done watching this, I want you to pick 2 people in your life, and I want you to genuinely reach out to them from a place of gratitude. Ty, I love, honor, and appreciate you, man. I love how you're helping this community of entrepreneurs, find funny, but I love how you're helping them beyond that and how you're helping me right now. Like, I send that to Ty. Guess what? I just put a deposit into the relationship bank with Ty and I, right? That he's going to think about me more. And there might be a time where I need Ty and I need to make a withdrawal, but you cannot withdraw more from a relationship than you've deposited. But a lot of you are backing the Brinks truck up, trying to withdraw only to find the vault empty or shut down. And this is why marriages end. This is why business partners end. This is why, strategic partnerships dies, because we're not depositing into them. And it literally takes all of 60 seconds to recognize 2 to 3 people in your life, to show them that you're grateful, and watch how they respond. But more importantly, watch how you feel. I do this for my mom every single day. I lost my father in October of 2020. We just had his celebration of life 2 weeks ago because of COVID. And there was things I didn't say to my dad before he died. He died suddenly and unexpectedly, and I don't have that opportunity. And I will be damned if my mother goes a day without knowing how much I love her, how important she is to me. And think about that, guys. She's alone right now. She was married to this man for 45 years, and she has nobody now. Or does she? And she knows that, like, hey, look, I know Dad's gone, Mom, but I'm still here. And, like, put a price tag on that, people. Tell me what that's worth. Like, it's priceless. I do this with my wife, with my children. I do this with my business partners. Like, and you would be astounded, like the network of people that you will attract to you and around you, so you don't have to fight alone anymore. So you pick 2 people, and you said this takes 2 minutes. So now we are 32 minutes into your day. We've worked out, we've meditated, we've journaled, we've found gratitude, and we let some people in our life know that we love, honor, and appreciate them at a deep level. And for me, it's 5:32 in the morning. I don't know what time it is for you, but I'm feeling pretty damn good about my day so far. That heaviness that I woke up with is now gone. And so we got the partner posterity. Basically, this is relationship 1, relationship 2. I go 4, 5. I do 2 people in my personal life, 2 people in my professional life. My message this morning was to a guy named Andrew Cordell, who just had me out at his mastermind, had me speak. I just simple voice note, hey brother, I want to tell you I appreciate you so much being on that stage, blah blah blah. And he wrote back, he's like, man, this is the best message I received all day. I love that you saw the value in the room. And so guess what? He's probably gonna have me back out again. And in that room are prospects that I'm looking for. Like, it's all connected, guys. It's all connected. And at the end of the day, like, this helps you understand the why of your business, not the what, but why. Why did you get into business? Like, what was it for? Yes, it's for the finances, but that finances was for some reason. We thought it was going to give us something, do something, like, you have to have a deep why. When you are anchored to your why, the what and the how will take care of themselves. For me, it's really clear. Like, this is my why, the end. Nick, Nicole, Nevin, and Noah. Nick, Nicole, Nevin, and Noah. And it's to have the financial freedom that I desire so I can experience life with them at the fullest level, to take them places and experience things that I never did as a child, to have more time with my children than my father had with me. Because I know this, my dad would give anything, and I would too, to have 1 more hour together. But let's go spend it all in the business, because once that's working, then I will. It's like, no. Like, your priorities are there. They're just out of whack. Like, put yourself, put your family, put your fitness, put your emotional well-being first. And, like, this thing will take care of itself. And go at it with a fierce why. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna go through this one quickly. The business is that we are professionals, right? We are professionals. And what do professional athletes do? They train every single day. But somehow we stop learning. We get out of college and we stop learning. It's like, if you want to be a better speaker, study speakers. If you want to be better at finances, study finances. If you want to be better at webinars, study webinars. Like, study your craft. Become a professional every single day. Kobe Bryant would shoot free throw after free throw before and after the game. But in business, we don't study and master our craft. And we wonder why we get lapped by the competition. It's become a professional. So every single day, study something. YouTube, podcast, book. Like, there's so many resources. We have smartphones in the hands of really dumb people. Right? Everything you want in the entire world is sitting right here in the palm of your hands, and yet we do not utilize it. So study every single day what you want to get better at, or study like with Ty, study like different funding sources, study what's working, what's not working. So then Ty can educate his community. And by educating his community, guess what? He's not going to have to ask for customers. He's going to get raving fans because he's providing so much value, but they're only going to get the value at the depth of which Ty has dug. The end. Same thing with your clients. I had one guy do this. He did this thing called Kel's Corner. And I said, hey, study something in your industry and post it on LinkedIn every day, your insight. And he did. Literally in 30 days, he brought in 250,000 of new business because people are like, man, this is so cool what you're doing. Can we get on a call? Yeah. And then now, like, they're leaning in, right? So every day you study, and then every day you declare. And I want you guys to be very clear on this. Money does matter. Money matters. I'm not here to tell you to have this holistic life and meditate all day and work out. I'm like, no, I want you to do this so you can make more money, because money matters. Money's what moves the world. Money's what wins elections. Money's what saves children from starving. Mother Teresa, like, was backed by the biggest bank in the entire world, the Catholic Church. So money matters, and that money was donated from people who were making money. So I want you to make money, but I want your money to matter. I want your money to be tied to a why. And at the end of the day, when you make your money, I want you to feel whole and complete. Because if you arrive at a place where you make the money you thought and you are not whole and complete, it will be a very dark day, I promise you. So I want you guys to ask yourself this question: who must I become? Who must I become in order to achieve what I want? The ideal version of you financially, like, who is that person physically? And who must you become in order to achieve that? You see that guy that was on that video in 2015, overweight, drinking too much, disconnected from my wife, hard to be present with my children. It was because there was this gap in what I knew I was capable of and what I was actually doing. And that kind of kept me in that crazy loop. And then all of a sudden I went to work doing what I'm telling you right now, every single day, these micro drops. And in 3 years, I found myself being carted all over Manhattan, taken to the New York Stock Exchange by a publicly traded company that offered me $32 million for my business. $32 million. That guy, the 2015 chubby-faced guy, not possible. Not possible, because I was literally showing the world the value that I placed on myself, and therefore my image was a giant reflection of that. So who must you become in order to achieve what you want? One more second here. Sorry, guys. So at the end of the day, like, the goal of life is expansion. When you are in a place of expansion, moving from here to there, you feel great. When you're in a moment of retraction, that's when all the anxiety, the frustration, shame, guilt, all those negative connotations come up. Like, I had 300 employees at my last company before I sold it. And I take all the new hires out. We had this big, beautiful lake. I had these two fountains, like Bellagio style, coming up. And I would take them out there and say, hey, what's the point of these fountains? And people would be like, oh, beautification. And, they give me all these empirical answers. And I'm like, wrong. The fountains are there for one simple reason. It's to move the water. That's it. So the water can stay moving in the ecosystem, because if that water stays stagnant, eventually it will be overrun with bacteria, algae, mold, and then it will kill the entire ecosystem. Like what I'm talking about right now is a daily fountain for you to keep the system going, to keep it moving, to keep you moving forward. Not that you're not going to encounter hardships, because you will, but the only way out is through, and to keep that system going. And so when you're in a place of expansion, you will not be in a place of retraction, I promise you. And if you're not in a place of retraction, you will be getting results. And when you get results, those breed new results, and expansion continues to grow. You have momentum one way or another. It's either upward momentum or it's downward. There is no such thing as staying in between. The only question is, where are you at right now? So I don't always do what I should, but I do what's important. I don't always do what I should, but I do what's important. I have a good friend, dear friend. His name's Cody Jefferson. He says, show me what you do and I'll tell you what you believe about yourself. Let me spend 24 hours in your life and I will predict your future, because I will see what's important to you. I will see like what you prioritize, not what you say, but what you do. And so we must turn our shoulds into musts. Like it's just non-negotiable. Like, guys, I don't necessarily like getting up early, but every night I set out my clothes, I set out my shoes, I set out my, this is my favorite workout beanie. I set it out because I set my intention in that moment of like, I am getting up no matter what. And I'm doing this no matter what, because I know I won't want to in the morning, but I don't have to think. I just get up and I move. And therefore, because I move, everything moves with me. My marriage, my physical body, my relationship with my kids, and my business subsequently. So what this is about addition. It's not about subtraction, guys. It's not about subtractions. I don't like if you're going to happy hour every night, great. Continue on doing that. But add this in the morning and guess what happens? What's greater, a positive or a negative, right? So when we add these things to our life, we subtract the things that we don't want. When we add a salad into our meal, like we won't be as full for French fries. When we add a workout in, like we'll subtract like the need, yearn, and desire to sedate. So this is about addition, just adding this at the beginning of your day and watch it subtract the things that you don't like about your life. So it's just about stacking this up every single day, right? So literally in 40 to 45 minutes, you can be done with all of this and you will feel on fire. And you do it 7 days a week. There is no such thing as the weekend. It's called the strong end. There's nothing weak about it. Like it's about getting stronger. It's about relaxing it, but recovering in a way that is actually perpetuating us forward. So like, look, each week, if you did this and you got 28 points, your life will accelerate. How do I know? Well, let me show you this. This is a client that came to me, had never done a distribution in the entire time he'd been running the company. He's a fifth generation entrepreneur, 125 years old company. They'd never broken 7 figures in a month. They'd never done a distribution. And within 90 days, this was his distribution, 57,916. What changed? Like he's in the furniture business. I don't know anything about a furniture except for this is a chair. That's an elephant. And I use this table as an analogy. But I knew about the mindset and the mentality of an entrepreneur, and his business accelerated because he had more power, more certainty, more clarity that distilled into his team. His team started to rise. And he did a $57,000 distribution. And this only tells half the story because his dad, kind of handed down this business to him. He walked in and he gave his dad the same check, $57,000. His dad's a big cowboy guy. Little solo tear rolled down his eyes. He said, "Son, I'm proud of you." Like, so the 57,000 was inconsequential to that moment in time that it created. So this is another guy. His name is Earl. So Earl, look at Earl. This is a 90-day transformation of Earl. A 90-day transformation of Earl. Doing this exact program and formula that I'm talking to you guys about right now. Which man do you think is more confident? Which man do you think is more certain? Which man do you think is having a better connection intimately, physically, emotionally with his wife? Which man do you think is happier and has more energy around his children? This is a 90-day transformation, guys. And not only to transform all of this about him physically, metaphysically, emotionally, but he had the best quarter of his entire life as the man on the right versus the man on the left. And so, I've gone on and I've kind of been, talking for a long time. I want to open it up for Q&A, but before I do, and Brian, are you on this? Yeah. Okay. So this is Brian Perry on my team here, guys. What I want to do is like, hey, Nick, this is great, but how do I do it all? Like, we have a gift for you guys. We're going to give you our 30-day Core 4 activation challenge. This is normally reserved for our multiple club members who pay us a lot of money to be a part of our community. But because we love Ty and we love what he represents and what he does for you guys, we're going to give this to you guys absolutely free. It's actually a whole PDF with a daily assignment. It tells you exactly what to do from a workout perspective. It tells you like a journal topic. It curates the whole thing for you. And by the way, you get a daily video from me that will set you up in our automated system. You'll get a daily video, some insight from me. For some of you guys are like, well, you had me until you said you're going to be in my inbox every day. I don't want to see you. You don't have to watch the video, but it just provides some additional context. We're going to give this to you guys absolutely free. And by the way, for those of you that actually complete it, because I know I'll give this to you and some of you might be fired up right now, but I know tomorrow will happen and you'll probably settle back into the same, habits and routines you have. So for those of you that do the work, for those of you that take the 30-day challenge and actually complete it, we're going to select 5 of you to come to our event in September, a live in-person event with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, Eddie Wilson, myself, my partner G, and you're going to learn about how to build, scale, and exit your business for the maximum value. To the public, we're charging $10,000 for this, but for Ty's community and for those of you that take part of this challenge, we're going to select 5 of you and give you a 100% scholarship. You will come absolutely free. You just pay for your airfare and your hotel and everything else is covered. So Brian, can you drop that link in the chat, or Ty, I don't know how we get that out to you, what the most effective way. But
Brian, you should be able to drop it right in the chat. If not, you have my email.
I put it in the private chat on that side of it. So hopefully you see that.
But click the link, guys. This is just a quick application for us to get your email, your business, understand what your business is, who you are. We're going to send that to you. Brian and the team will set you guys up in this automated system. You'll get this today. You can start tomorrow. And I'm going to leave you with this, and then we can open it up for questions. Is you will never, ever rise to the level of your goals. You will fall to the levels of the standard that you set for yourself. You will never rise to the level of your goals that you have set. You will fall to the levels of standards that you set for yourself. So this is a way to raise your standards, therefore raise your results. So I hope you guys all take advantage of this. I look forward to seeing you guys. We've got some weekly calls that are going to come with this, that are going to dive deeper into this. And 5 of you will be coming to an in-person event with us, Kevin Harrington, Eddie Wilson, a $10,000 value. But we will only give that to somebody who's willing to invest in themselves.
Got it. Everybody, Nick, wow, powerful. I mean, I've got a lot of comments here from people just showing a lot of appreciation with what you went over today. And I appreciate it too, because as I said in the beginning, I can educate my tribe about business credit financing, but they can get all the money they need. It doesn't work if they don't have the mindset and everything else right. And that was awesome. I did put the link in the chat for everybody here on the live stream. So I did put the link on the chat. If you're not on the live stream and you're seeing this, all you have to do is just reach out to us, info@creditsuite.com, info@creditsuite.com. If these guys want to give you another path, they could do so, and we will make sure that you have the link as well. So the link is in the chat. I don't have any specific questions here that we haven't already answered. We answered some questions regarding comments along the way, but if you have questions, please type them in. I've got a hard stop in about 5 minutes because I got to jump onto a podcast interview, but we want to make sure all your questions are answered. So if you have questions, go ahead and type them in right now. Nick and Brian are going to make sure those are answered. And guys, thank you very much. I mean, that's
man, this is so fun. I mean, you can tell I obviously have a passion for this, only because I've seen it change people's lives. I've literally seen businesses on the brink of bankruptcy resurrect and the entrepreneur rise. I mean, yes, do we make money doing what we do, Ty? Of course. But Brian and I get this thing that's so much greater, which we call the emotional paycheck, that we get to ring the register every day by the way of the comments and the community that we've built. So it's insane. And so I forgot to say this. So I want to say it now. Is normally what I do And you got tons of people, so I'm probably not going to offer this, but I just want to contextually say this. Normally what I do when I speak in front of 1,000 people, 500 people, and I offer them this challenge. I say, look, if you go through this 30 days in a row, and you don't miss a day, and your life is not better, you haven't made more money, you don't feel more confident, certain, I will give you $1,000. And I say that sometimes in front of 1,000 people. That's $100,000, right? Actually, that's $1 million. I've never once had to pay it out. And I'll tell you why. One is people don't complete it. And so I don't ever have to honor that commitment. Or they complete it and they say, Nick, you're right. Thank you so much. So that's my challenge to you guys is do this. Prove me wrong because I have yet to be proven wrong.
Several people have already signed up on the link. Becky from LinkedIn said she couldn't see the link. So I went ahead and made the link on the screen right now. You should see it. It's multipleclub.com/MCX-application. All you do is look at the screen, take a quick screenshot. Make sure you don't do it when I'm in one of those weird talking modes. Okay, make sure it's like smash like that. So there it is. It's right on your screen. All you do is just take a quick screenshot of that. That's the application. You see several of you are already there. What a powerful gift. I really appreciate you guys doing that for our tribe.
We're so happy, Ty. We appreciate this relationship, man. And like I said, if we can fix the entrepreneur and fix the finance, we can fix the landscape of business. And I think you and I are attacking it on both ends, and that's why that makes it so powerful.
Sounds awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. I don't have any other questions coming in that we haven't already got to. Make sure before we wrap up, everybody, take a quick screenshot of the multipleclub.com/MCX-application so you can actually get your free gift for coming in. I might even see you at this event. I got to get details.
Come on, baby.
Nick, I love everybody there's like, these are my friends, like all doing this thing. So I got to talk to these guys specifically about what it is. I might even see you there. So take a quick screenshot, look forward, take advantage of this. This is phenomenal. And guys, again, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Appreciate you, Ty. Thank you everybody for watching, and hopefully we'll see you at the event.
So make sure that you visit multipleclub.com/MCX-application for your next step. And to get free access, it's $10,000. Get free access by going to multipleclub.com/MCX-application. If they're going to select, I think, a handful of people. So make sure you get that in right now. 5 people will be selected. $10,000 scholarship you're getting to the event. You don't have to pay. All you do is just pay your transit there. And the power from this, I could tell you, is amazing. I've talked to a lot of people that have worked with Nick and his team and have a lot of friends, again, 7, 8, 9-figure businesses they've succeeded with. And guys just showed you the beginning step to a path of doubling, tripling even your profits within 90 days with real case studies of you actually being able to see people do it. So make sure you visit multipleclub.com/MCX-application and look forward to seeing you take a next step, and look forward to seeing you potentially double, triple your business revenue growth within the next 90 days. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks, guys, for coming.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye, everybody.